list of questions here I'm looking at. We'll see what we're going to do here.
Nice, Tony.
What the? Got to glue it back on.
I can take care of that for you.
Look at it, no blood or anything. It's nice and clean. Whee.
I got it.
That's
There's
catch.
baseball around here.
Hi, everybody. It's Tuesday night. It's Tuesday night with Tony. And look, we're here with Dan Bastian. Dan, right? Dan, because on Facebook it's Daniel. That's what.
There you go. Dan?
That's weird.
Okay.
We are on now?
Yep.
So did we lose signal or not?
You did.
Oh, you gotta load it.
Just start it again. You know what? It started with the very last part, so just start again.
Well, we didn't really say anything yet anyway. I was just introducing Dan. Dan Bastian is here. Sorry, I'm messing with my phone trying to make sure I have it so I can see the comments. Okay. So, all right, so a few people are watching. All right, thanks for watching. It's Tuesday night, so it's another night with us, another Tuesday with us. Thanks for tuning in. Dan is here. Dan is, and I guess, I know your family was, trying to figure out how they could see it, and I don't see any of them yet. But,
Oh, you know what? The traders. They were supposed to be watching me.
oh, did they go to This Is Us?
Yeah.
Bastards! I know that's our competitor. This Is Us. Nobody DVRs This Is Us. I guess they just can't wait to cry. They just have to cry. And then I don't know. In a few weeks we're going to be competing with Roseanne, right? Isn't Roseanne coming back? Whoops. She's coming back in a few weeks. All right. So Dan Bastian is here. Dan Bastian is. If you're not inspired by this man, well then you're dead. You're heartless. Dan is. He's quite the individual and very special to me personally because he's been there for me every step of the way through this stuff. So, so he's got a very interesting story himself. But where we are, I think you can see. Yeah, they can see the stuff behind us.
Oh yeah.
All these prosthetics and whatnot. This is where we're at. This is Progressive O&P in Albertson, Long Island. They basically save lives. They give us our limbs back and help us lead a normal life. And Dan is one of the owners of the place, and he's going to give us a little tour in a few minutes. It's quite interesting to see how they put all this stuff together. And it's a great place. Everybody here is great. I love coming here. So thank you, sir.
I can't get you to leave.
No, actually, I got yelled at.
problem.
I got yelled at by Sal a few weeks ago. He told me I don't come here enough.
Oh.
There's guys like
I'm
Mike.
going to speak to him.
Guys like guys like Mike Lizzie that's here all the time. So let's. All right. So hi, Rich. Rich Halstead saying hello. Yeah, I go. Sometimes I look at the what they're commenting on.
I see.
Oh, Melissa says there is no competition. Thanks, Melissa.
Thank you, Melissa.
Yeah, and I'll just throw a quick plug for Melissa so I don't forget. Every Sunday mornings from 10 to 11 on WVOA up in Syracuse, but you can find it on the internet. Melissa does a radio show dedicated just to Billy Joel. Billy Joel music. That's Melissa. So thanks Melissa for watching. Thanks for watching us. All right, so Dan is here. I guess we'll start with your history. What kind of led you into this?
Into this field?
Into this field.
Well, I was diagnosed with, I'm going to make it depressing now. So I was diagnosed with cancer at the age of 15. And I was told I pretty much had about 6 months to live.
Holy moly.
Yeah, makes you grow up real quick.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, but that's 15, I'm 52 now.
Wow.
So I've got quite a few years of gravy. I spent a year at Sloan Kettering, 18 surgeries trying to save my leg.
18?
18.
I don't know if I knew that. Wow.
Yeah, I'm on a total of 41 now. It's a record you don't want to beat, Tony.
Yeah, well, apparently you're enjoying it or something. You keep going back for more.
Yeah, exactly. So I had 18 surgeries over a 10-year period. So at the age of 25, my wife was really becoming my nurse. And, it was no kind of quality of life.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
right.
so, we had talked about it, we had prayed about it, and we decided to have an amputation, my leg amputated. And for me, it was the best decision I ever made.
Mm-hmm.
Because in August was my amputation. By December, I was Well, by September, I was back mountain biking.
Wow.
You know,
September? A month later?
a month later.
Wow.
Yeah, I left the hospital walking out a week later on an artificial leg.
Really?
September, yeah, they don't do that anymore. So
No,
they
that's
didn't do it for you.
no, not at all.
But September was biking. By December, I had gotten into downhill skiing because I'm from upstate New York, Poughkeepsie, and I was working at IBM at the time. And Wyndham was only about an hour and 20 minutes north. So I had a choice of going to IBM and work. I don't work there anymore, so I can say this. Or I go skiing. And a lot of times I chose the skiing. So December I started downhill skiing, 3-tracking, so just on the one leg. By February I was racing. And I started doing I had some TV shows and some footage of me skiing. And I started doing volunteer work at Memorial Sloan Kettering in the city. And meeting with kids that were going to become amputees and show them that their life isn't over.
Right.
That I would show them the footage of me skiing, biking, doing all these different things, and that they can lead a full, active life even if they're an amputee, even if they're missing a leg. And like you, I'm also an above knee amputee, so I can also do the same kind of trick, spinning my leg around.
It's still one of my favorite tricks. I get them every time at one of our shows. I do that at shows all the time. And I just, it's nice. I
Well,
can
you
just
can bet
put my
people
notes in.
at a bar, you can rest a beer on the bottom of your foot.
I've done it. I've done it.
And you can win a lot of drinks that way. Not saying I've done that before. Again. But,
Let me ask about the mountain biking, because if you started mountain biking when you were in your 20s, that was a 20-pound wooden leg. Like, how'd that work?
well, back then it was held on by belts.
Okay.
So it wasn't with suction suspension the way we have it now. And there was no flexible liners, which I'll show you some of those now.
Okay.
The silicone liners, none of that existed.
Oh, is that right?
So that rigid material, that the frame that the leg is made out of, your skin was up against it. So it wasn't comfortable. So you really had to want to do these things.
Right.
And fight through it. So I was doing that all and meeting with the kids. And after I was doing Sloan Kettering visits to the kids for a while, I'd go back to IBM, and I loved my job there. It was a great job. I was a systems programmer for them in a high security area. Wore jeans and t-shirt every day, baseball cap, because no customer saw us because we were in a high security area.
Sure.
Great job, and I just didn't feel like this is what I was supposed to be doing. And so, discussed with my wife, and
She's watching.
quit
By
my.
the way. She is watching.
She is watching.
She is.
Hey, Trish. And so I decided to quit my job at IBM and go back to school and get my degree in prosthetics and do my residency in that. And here I am. So she was very happy about it, more so because it brought her back to Long Island.
Oh, okay.
So-
When IBM you weren't on the island?
No, I lived in Poughkeepsie. IBM plant was in Poughkeepsie.
Oh, all right. I knew you grew up there. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's a rule: if you marry a girl from Massapequa, you have to move to Massapequa.
Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah, they.
I
suck
didn't know
you
about
in.
it.
Yeah.
But now I live in Massapequa.
Yeah, they
Which
suck
I
you in
actually do
Massapequa.
love.
Yeah, it is great down there. Yeah.
I do love it.
I love Massachusetts.
So very happy there. So
But yeah, they don't
that's-
let you leave though. Just so you know. They don't let you leave Massapequa.
Yeah, and if you do, you get pulled right back.
Yeah, you usually don't make it out unless they want you out.
There have been signs on my front lawn.
What kind of signs?
Well, signs, kind of for sale signs that I didn't put there. So that might be the way they're telling me.
Or maybe Trish knows something about it.
She's planning to sell the house without me knowing it.
Show them this, because I think.
Show them this again.
Yeah.
Look at this is the work of progressive O&P. First, again, like I said, this place, I love this place. I had, when I first said, you said August was your amputation. August what? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I remember
I
the
thought
day I
for
was.
sure you remember.
I don't. I remember the day I was first diagnosed with cancer, which was a bad day in my life. It was
You
March-
think?
Yeah, no. March 8th.
Okay. Oh,
Which exactly.
what's today? Today's the 6th.
So
Sixth?
that anniversary come up in 2 days.
Wow.
Which is now
Happy
a great.
anniversary.
Well, it's now a great day because my daughter turned 17.
Oh, that's her birthday too?
That's her birthday.
Oh, all right. That's good. So you
Wow.
transferred it to a
March
good
8th
day.
became a good day. Happy
That's
birthday,
some-
Lily.
Happy birthday, Lily. That's some planning you guys did. Wow. No wonder you worked at IBM High Security.
You have to have plans for that kind of stuff.
Right.
So no, March 8th is a great day now. But yeah, I know it was sometime in August. I just have no idea when.
Oh, okay. Because our stories are very similar, you know. But I think I get a leg up on you because I'd rather be in my 30s when I had it as opposed to 15. But yeah, we actually lost our leg the same exact way. But I asked about the date in August because my amputation was also in August. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So our stories are very, very similar. Which is why I find it very interesting, and which is why I'm always picking this man's brain all the time. I've even asked him about sex a couple of times, you know, because you know, losing balance or something.
I wish he was kidding. I do.
But it was amazing. You know, he demonstrated with pictures and some PowerPoint presentation. It was amazing.
Trish, it's not true.
It's not true.
And my mom's on Facebook now too, so come on.
Oh, all right. Sorry, Mom. Mom Bastian, I didn't know. Jason says yoga tricks with Tony. I actually did try yoga once with the prosthetic. Did you ever try? I mean, well, you do everything. You're amazing.
I never tried yoga though.
It was a total disaster. So it would have been a comedy show if I had video of that. But
Kenny Friedman said he wants to do a guy who had a prosthetic leg and real feet. What does that mean?
And real feet.
Kenny Friedman is demented.
Yeah, I think
all right.
so.
So he's just
Because
kidding.
usually when they amputate them, they don't keep the feet as being real anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, I would think that would be hard
Yeah.
to do with all the veins and
Yeah.
stuff running
And what
down.
is your story? Because you both, did you say it already, or it just was a tumor wrapped around your?
Well, yours was inside the bone, right?
Mine was inside the bone.
But it didn't spread.
Sarcoma. It maintained itself right inside the femur. So
Okay.
mine did not spread. And
Okay.
that's the only reason why I'm here,
Right.
is
of
because
course.
mine didn't spread.
Yeah, because mine also the femur was wrapped around the outside. Yeah, mine was wrapped around the outside of it, which why it didn't spread. But that always surprised me though, because I would think because it was on the inside, it would get the marrow and.
I was very close to being for it to spread. 'Cause
Well, all right,
the bone
yeah, I
was
guess that's
paper
why.
thin, and it
Okay.
was just about to break through.
And I guess that's why they told you 6 months.
Trisha said, "I'll kill you."
Oh, sorry, hon.
Sorry, my fault. I'm a bad influence. Sorry. I totally lost my train of thought. All right, so
Yeah, we both did have osteogenic sarcoma.
right,
And
and
just waited later on in life.
yes, and I was fortunate to not experience those kind of legs. That I was fortunate to go right to these
Right.
terribly advanced, sophisticated legs that they have now. I don't know people prior. I don't know how anybody did it. It's
Yeah, I
just so
thought you had one
uncomfortable.
around here not too long ago. One of those like big wooden legs that were.
I did.
Like, how much
Sal
did
cleaned
it
up,
weigh?
and he got rid of it. Back
18,
then,
20
it could be
pounds?
anywhere from 18, 20 pounds. Some of them,
Yeah.
based on the size of the patient.
Uh-huh.
So the weight was tremendous, and they were all
now
held on
it's
by
what,
belts.
Like 5 pounds,
Well,
7.
it depends on the usually an above knee prosthesis about 7 to 8 pounds.
Oh, is that
A
that's it?
transtibial below the knee prosthesis usually about between 2 and 3 pounds.
Below the knee?
Yeah.
Amateurs. You have your knee, man. What a difference that makes. You can climb stairs.
It is. It
regularly.
is a world of difference.
Absolutely.
But I have a friend of mine who's missing his limb from the hip, and he thinks being an above knee amputee is a joke.
True.
So it's all relative. The higher you go, the more of a joke. You know.
So, and I'm amazed just because, I mean, and we'll get to it in a minute. There's a whole bunch of pictures of Dan here playing sports and water, jet skiing and all sorts of stuff. That's just amazing to me because I'm still, actually just this past summer I played softball for the first time since.
Okay.
And I was on the field for 3 hours. I just couldn't get enough. I was so excited to finally be out there. But I find it hard. Like, I mean, you can't, there's no running.
You can. I don't run that much. I don't really run anymore because it takes a big impact on my limb and my lower back.
Right.
So I'm not a big
Right.
fan of running. Actually, the running foot that's right behind you is mine.
Oh, this is
But
yours right here?
It's actually on someone else's socket
Right.
as a demonstration. But that actually is my
So even
jogging
with-
foot.
Right, and that's what I mean when I say running.
Mhm.
If you don't have one of these, you're not really running. I mean,
Yeah, it's difficult to run without one of those. You can, but this one loads up a lot more of the energy and returns it, so it allows you to propel you. It releases the energy to propel you forward.
Oh, see, I thought it was like I thought it kind of bounced or something.
I kind of thought it would
does.
Oh, it
It
does.
does.
It just
like
takes a
when
lot
you
of
let the
the
But
body
it's
weight.
based on your
Okay.
body weight coming down on it.
I'm just a
that
wimp who
then
can't push it.
Yeah, that then compresses it. Well, it's also for a 210-pound guy.
Oh, okay.
John Bray, who's also a fellow amputee, said, Tony, I see someone finally gave you a hand.
And she says her socket is sexier than mine, she says. Well, is it? Dawn, I actually posted a picture the other day of my stump.
I saw it.
Oh, did you see it?
Yeah.
She said her stump
Smiley face.
she said her stump is sexier than mine. I told her to prove it. She has not proven it. Dawn's actually the one I told you about a few weeks ago. She went to another prosthetist and
Sorry about that.
she was scammed out of $1,000. You remember me telling you?
Oh, yes.
She was
Yes.
scammed out of thousands of dollars. So I
Thousands of
told, and I did. I told Dawn she's got to start coming here.
She wants you to steal the running blade and give it to her.
If you were a real friend, you would steal that running blade and give it to me.
Dawn, if you weigh 215 pounds, it'll work for you. If you don't, it's gonna be a little too stiff for you. But we can work it out. But unfortunately, he did make Tony a Mets leg, which killed me.
Well, that's one thing we'll get to too when we start walking around a little bit.
Yeah, the Met room.
We do have two different rooms here. We have a Yankee room and a Met room.
Yankee room and a Met room. There's a Yankee room that's the whole place is filled with sports, mostly baseball.
Mostly baseball. We're big baseball fans here.
Big baseball fans. Dan and the co-owner is Sal. Big baseball fans. Yankee fan, which is why I like Sal better. He's a Met fan. So they have a Yankee. All the rooms. The examination rooms. They have a Yankee room. They have a Met room. Of course, every time I come in, they put me in the Yankee room.
On purpose.
Yes. So, but yeah, this is the latest socket of mine, which they're nice enough to make. It's nice Met leg that I always get.
But I brought this one out of my office to show you, Tony. Because this is one of my legs.
Yeah.
Nice Yankee leg. Can you read who signed that, Tony?
It says to Dan, best wishes, Keith Hernandez.
No. That would be Donnie Baseball Mattingly.
The guy who doesn't have a World Series ring, that guy?
Yeah, well, he retired 1 year early.
Uh-huh.
So if he just played one more year,
They
then we wouldn't have Tino. So
well,
sorry, Donnie.
yeah, they made it without him. What does that tell you?
Yeah, that's
Maybe he's a
true.
little overrated.
That's like-
And this is what we do every time we come here. This is what we do, which is another reason why I love this place.
This is why we can't get Tony to leave.
But yeah, they really are the best here. Everybody here, everybody behind the desks. These guys, Abe and Bill, that fantastic harmonica player.
He is a good
Holy
harmonica
moly,
player.
man!
Yeah.
I've
And
been-
don't forget Rob,
And don't forget Rob,
the big guy.
the very big guy.
6'8", 240, 250.
Wow.
He's probably gonna be mad at me because I put him wrong. He's my muscle. So if anyone gives me a hard time, I bring Rob in the room.
Right? Yeah, because I'm sure you need a lot of that here. A lot of the old,
Disgruntled people.
a lot of the elderly diabetes patients
Yeah.
getting angry, looking to get physical.
It can happen. Not yet, but it could.
Okay, yeah. So that's
You have a whole list of questions.
I
And you
got a
haven't
whole
asked me a single one.
and that's pretty much how it always goes here. We just get to talking and we have a good time.
Well, I'm glad I didn't bother reading that email. But
I do try to prepare. I try to prepare everybody with a list of questions, but we hardly ever get to them. But I will. All right, tell me the weirdest thing. The weirdest thing about the weirdest story about whether being an amputee yourself or obviously not using names, but being in this field with patients
Or one of each.
or one of
He's
each.
got a lot of stories.
Yeah, Dan's got a lot of stories. I
we
mean,
do have a lot of stories.
he's been an amputee for 800 years, and he's in the business, so he's got a lot of.
A strange story, which, what time is it now? It's 20 after 9.
Is it 20 after 9 already?
Yeah, but it's okay if we should tell that kind of story, I guess.
Oh, absolutely.
So I was at a hospital seeing a patient.
Yeah.
He just lost his leg below the knee. And I was in the room seeing with a new physical therapist. I was seeing the patient with this girl that I met for the very first time at a hospital close by. And we go to see the patient. and he's asking me questions about being an amputee, because I go to a lot of the hospitals and consult with patients.
Yep.
Kind of explain to them what they can expect, what kind of time frame we're talking about. It's not going to hurt to walk with a prosthesis. There's no pain involved. If there's pain involved, there's something wrong.
Right.
I need to know about it so we can fix it. But the strangest question that he asked me was, can I still have sex with this? And then he went into detail about different positions. And I said, listen, as I turned completely red, and I said, anything you can do before, you can do again.
Right, good answer.
And kind of what I said to you too.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is what you said.
And was it you that I had that conversation with? It might have been.
Well, there was no
You and
female
I?
physical therapist.
Well, one of the funny stories was,
Because people will ask a lot, do you take your leg off to sleep? Like, they
Yes.
have no idea. They think it's attached forever. Like,
Right.
do you use it in the shower, or do you, no.
no, because hygienically, and companies do make shower legs. I don't make shower legs here. We make water legs.
Right.
You can go to the beach with it, you can go into the ocean with it, you can go
Right.
into the pool with it, but not into the shower. And the reason why is because you need the water from the shower to run on your body and run on your residual limb to clean it better.
Sure.
Because there's no way that you getting out of the shower, taking your leg prosthesis off, and then trying to wash your leg down is going to do as good a job cleaning it. So that's why I tell people I do not make shower legs.
I didn't even know there was such a thing.
But yeah, there are. But water legs, yes, we do many of those. My knee is actually completely submersible, the one that I wear. So if I'm out on the boat and want to jump into the ocean, jump in,
That's nice.
climb back out, and off we go.
And that's
actually the
new.
same way.
That hasn't, when did that come about?
The waterproof version of it came out 2009, 2010, somewhere around there.
And that's the interesting thing.
It's a
about
different version of yours.
The technology, yeah.
Right.
The technology is just what I mean, and that's what C leg stands for, computer leg, right?
Computer leg.
The most
It
common
does
leg
not
is called.
mean that you can go into the sea with it.
Aha!
I found
See
that
that?
out the hard way on my very first sea leg.
Really?
Yeah.
So you thought it was SEA
I did
leg?
not, but I found out that it cannot go in the water. I was tying up my boat at a marina for the winter. I had brought it over to the marina. They were going to pull it for me. I was waiting for my brother. My brother was coming around to pick me up, and I had all the canvases up, and it was like a sail. So I tied the stern of the boat up. I was on the dock, and I leaned over and grabbed the rail to tie the bow up, and the wind came and pulled the bow out.
Okay.
Which now I'm in between the dock and the boat, and there's no good situation here.
Right.
If I try to jump on the boat, I'm gonna get hurt,
Mm-hmm.
and the only way for me to go was to jump in the water. So it was in November. It was
Oh.
very cold.
Wow.
It was a nasty night, and I had to dive in. So swam around, but no, as soon as I went in the water,
Couldn't take it off first.
and that was it.
Yeah.
No, I didn't have time to take it off, but it buzzed, and that was it. That was the end of it.
Wow.
It died right there at the moment. And it took my brother a little while to come pick me up.
Oh, really?
Yes. I'm standing out in the cold, waiting for him to pick me up at the marina.
Mother.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yes. That was Mark.
But thanks for taking so long, Mark.
Yeah.
So, but what happens when you don't wear a leg when you're swimming? Do you go around in
Go in
circles?
circles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So you knew that was
Circles.
coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that all the time. You get that? You must. I'm sure
I
you've
do.
heard them all. Speaking of which, though, I know you've told when people bug you, or I shouldn't say bug, but because people are curious, and I actually prefer people being curious and asking instead of the
Yes,
gross
I do
stare
too.
like you're contagious or something.
Right.
So
Especially when kids come up.
Yeah.
I'm happy to answer anybody's questions about my
Right.
leg. When I have shorts on, I don't wear a cosmetic cover, and everyone
Right.
can see my leg. I don't hide it. And kids are curious.
right,
They have a million questions about it. If they didn't notice it, I think there's something wrong with the kid.
sure.
So when the parents are like, "Oh no, don't say anything. Don't look at them."
Oh yeah.
I'll tell to the parents. I'll say, "Listen, it's okay. They can ask me any questions
Absolutely.
they want."
Right.
And then they come up and they ask. It's funny though, especially if you travel overseas. There's no filter on the adults traveling overseas.
Mhm.
And sorry if you have any people that are watching from overseas.
Actually, we do. We have some people in England that watch regularly.
No,
But
except
that's-
in England. It doesn't happen in England.
Well, you're like
But
Italy,
it's-
you're saying.
Yeah,
Your brother was watching the Giants game. That's why he was late to get to you. That's
Is that what it is?
Mark Bastian. I was watching the Giants
He
game.
might have been. That's funny.
At least he knows what's important.
He did leave me on the street there. That's funny. Thanks, Mark. But yeah, I was over in Italy and walking through Rome, and just people ask you constantly. So I just have different stories. You know, I was surfing, bit by a shark, all those kind of things. So then my kids just like they just shake their head and they just keep going.
Yeah, I have one person in this world that still believes that I survived the shark attack.
Really?
Oh yeah, and that's my stock answer. It's always, oh yeah, shark. I lost it from a shark. But then I start immediately laugh every single time. I laugh.
Oh, see, I don't laugh.
Yeah, see, I do. I can't help it because I'm
Yeah.
a kid. So, but this, yeah, there's only just this one time. We were at a diner, and the waitress asked, and it was the only time I was able to get through without laughing. And I was able to actually keep it going, so I even told her to Google me, and it'll come up as the only Long Island man to ever survive a shark attack. I mean, luckily she didn't do it right then and there, but yeah, that
You know,
was.
I actually find it sometimes a little bit easier. I don't know about you, but to tell people, you know, if they say, "Well, what happened to you?" If I tell them I lost it to cancer, you know, they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Well, okay,
Right.
you didn't have anything to do with it, but you know, you instantly get that sad face. And
Right.
it's, but
The death stare, I always call it.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes the cancer guy.
right, so if I tell them I got bit by a shark, they're like, "Wow, that's unbelievable," and they want to hear about it.
Right.
They don't want to hear about my chemotherapy.
Right.
If I tell them it was cancer,
Right. It's just automatically awkward immediately.
It
You
is.
just say that word.
you say cancer and that's it. Yeah.
Although I don't get too awkward with it. I mean, it was the best weight loss program I ever had. I don't know about you, but
Well, the amputation was.
well, that too. Yeah, actually, I remember seeing a guy. It was the first time a friend of mine. First time I saw him after getting the amputation, so it was probably a good month or two since I had seen him. And the first thing I was going, "Oh, good to see you. Wow, he looks like you lost weight." I said, "Well, yeah." And that too, they get all awkward. They don't know what to say, But come on, just loosen up. We're all
Yes.
joking around.
Your brother wants everyone to know that
Whose brother?
Dan Mark
Oh, Dan's brother.
is
Sorry.
an Olympic ping pong player.
Oh yes, that's a good story. I was at the Paralympics in England.
Wow.
Oh, you didn't know I was?
No, I had no idea.
So my wife and I were over at the Paralympics, and we had all the Team USA credentials.
Oh, you were just there as a spectator?
Yes.
Oh, this is great. I can see where this is going already.
So we're walking around London, and you know, I had all the credentials for Team USA, and my wife. Now, on our flight over, we had discussed this, and we had come up with different reasons for what sports I played, and you know, wheelchair hurdles. That was one of them. But I was at. That's a tough one. People don't know what to say.
They try to picture that in their head.
But I was at the Tower of London, and you know, two of the guards were there, and they saw, and a lot of the Paralympic athletes were not leaving the village, so they saw me walking around, and I had all the Team USA, all the credentials from USA and everything, so they just assumed automatically that I was one of the athletes. So at one point we're at the London Eye, and my wife is in the bed. She comes out, and there's probably 30 people around me taking pictures, and I'm signing autographs.
That's great.
So then we go over to the Tower of London, and we're doing the tour of the Tower of London. The guards want to take pictures with me, the guards with the big hats.
Yeah.
Sorry for you people in your England people.
Yeah.
So they wanted to take pictures with me. So I'm taking pictures with them, and they're like, "Well, what sport?" I said, "Ping pong." And they're like, "Aren't you kind of tall for ping pong?" And I said, "Well, that's my disability. I'm too tall for it." And so they're looking, and finally my wife had enough. And she's like, "We're just here to watch him, the Paralympics. He's not competing." So
People were pissed off because they already took pictures and got
they had
autographs.
taken
Right.
pictures, autographs, so it actually was a lot of fun. And I actually was in Harrods in London, and they had these Olympic gold medals. But
Oh, wow.
they were chocolate.
How nice.
But they had the ribbon on it.
Yeah.
Also, I had taken some pictures with my Olympic medal also.
That is classic.
That's great.
Yeah, so we had a lot of fun. She was supposed to go along with it the whole time, but she lasted a couple days, and finally I had to say, "He's not one of them." But she got tired of all this autograph signing.
Holy crap, that's amazing.
Mark wants to know if Tony marks his territory by leaving his crutches everywhere he
Oh,
goes.
I do that too.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
no.
great idea. So,
It's a
one of
great
my
idea.
brothers has a place out in Utah.
Okay.
It's on a ski resort in Deer Valley. So you just literally walk out of this place, you put your skis on, and a lift takes you to the top.
Oh, that's
It's
cool.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I keep a pair of crutches out there. So that's why I say it's so that I don't have to carry my crutches out when I go out there. So at nighttime I take my leg off and
Right.
I use the crutches. So I have a pair of crutches at my brother's place in Utah. I've got a pair of crutches at his place down in West Palm Beach.
It's actually a good idea, though.
So I actually do mark my territory with sets of crutches.
Well, I think that's a great idea. Instead of carrying them around all over the place. And
Should we like walk around and do like
all
tour
right.
stuff?
Yeah, we can do
Oh,
that.
it's getting like
Did-
a little on the lake side.
All right. Did someone asked about phantom pain, right?
Phantom pain.
I've always wondered how long it takes to get over the phantom pain, or do you? Hi, Carol. Yeah, go ahead.
Do I handle it or you want to handle it? You have phantom
we
pain?
both can. Oh, yeah.
Phantom pain or phantom sensation? Because there's two different things.
I would go with pain.
Well, it's painful.
Down in your ankle? In your foot that you don't have anymore?
No, it's actually in the stump. I feel it, in my stump.
See, that's based on your surgeon. That's not based on the leg that I made. So there's a difference also between phantom pain. So pain that's in your residual limb, because you have these nerves that have been cut.
Right.
And what they do is they take the nerve and they kind of pull on it like a rubber band and then they cut it. So it kind of springs back inside of your residual limb.
Oh.
And they don't necessarily know where it's going to go. And then over time, sometimes people will develop neuromas. So the end of that nerve ending will start to grow. It'll kind of get a bundle of nerves at the end there, and that can be painful. Usually,
okay.
sometimes you have to have neuromas removed. But that's different than phantom pain, where you have pain in the part of the body you don't have anymore. Usually, I don't know who asked the question, but
Her name is Carol.
hello, Carol. 6 months to a year, phantom pain usually goes away.
Oh, really?
Yeah, especially once you start walking with a prosthesis, you'll get through that. Now, phantom sensation is something different. Phantom sensation is the feeling that your foot and your knee, for our sake, is still there. I can still feel right where my foot is and where my knee is in space. So I know, right, if I think about it, I know right where my knee is, that's not there anymore, and my foot. That's phantom sensation. That doesn't hurt. It's just kind of a strange sensation that usually people always have. They have that for the rest of their lives. And it's just something that, your body knows how many body parts you came with. And if it's
Right.
missing something, you're still sending out signals. And so your body still has an image of it, what you started with.
But you said usually ends within 6 months.
6 months of phantom pain. That's pain in the part of the body that you don't have anymore.
All right,
So
but
pain in, say, your foot.
right.
That's not there anymore.
But we've had conversations in the past about some kind of pain. Like I said, I feel it in my stump, but you said too that you have pain. Sometimes it keeps you
Nerve
up at
pain,
night.
yes.
Oh,
That's-
nerve pain.
it's nerve
That's
pain,
what that is?
Which is
Okay.
different, and that kind of, I get it kind of every 6 months, 6, 8 months, and it feels like I just put my finger in an outlet, and it's kind of an electrical shock, and I'll just jump.
Yeah, right.
And it'll come in the middle of the night,
Yep,
and it usually will last me 12 hours or whatever, and then it just disappears,
yep.
and it's gone. And I don't know what that's, I know it's from the nerves, but I don't see a rhyme or reason of why it happens to me.
Mhm.
And I know it happens to a lot of my patients as well. They experience it. A lot of people I've talked to in the field, their patients also experience it. So I don't know what you want to call it. We can call it the Tony Walker syndrome if you want.
I like it. TWS.
Yeah, Tony Walker syndrome. So
Works for
it's
me.
like sticking your finger in an outlet.
I get it more often than that, though. In fact, I get it 5 out of 7 days a week.
Really?
But it's very minor, and it'll just last a few seconds. But then maybe once a month it'll last maybe a minute. I'm like, holy crap! But then I get, like you described, and probably around the same time frame too, maybe every 6 months. But it's not. It's like you said, the electrical shock, then it goes away,
It goes away.
and then a few seconds later, boom,
Yep.
and it just keeps going on for hours.
Yeah.
And it's I can't, You had your description, but I can't even describe the pain. The only worst pain I've ever had, nothing cancer related, was a kidney stone. That's the only thing that I think was worse for me. But it's the worst pain. Yeah, kidney stone was awful. But this was right up there with it, man. It's bad. I mean, to the point where I know you said it keeps you up at night. So sometimes you'll actually come here and just work.
Yeah,
I can't function though. I mean, I'm laying in bed screaming.
Right.
It's that bad. So again, you're a freaking superhero, man. I don't know how you.
No, because it's not going to be. I know I can't do anything with just lying there, so I just put my leg on and get dressed and go to work.
Wow.
So, then Sal will see me here when he shows up at work, and he can see my eyes that he's like, "Oh, it's one of those nights."
Right.
I'm
Stay
like,
away.
Yeah, I was up all night.
Wow.
So, but again, it can be every 8 months I get it, but then it goes away.
Yeah.
But that's nerve related. It's not anything to do with phantom sensation.
It's funny you mentioned nerves because a funny thing regarding my stump. I don't know if other people have it. I don't even know if I've ever brought this up to you. But I remember the surgeon was telling me because the leg, for me, the way it was, they cut my leg down this way, took all the skin on this side and threw it, got rid of it, and then folded the skin up this way.
The flap.
Okay.
It's called
a flap. Thanks. But now, even though I can see it, I see that there's nothing there. Even though I know that, the surgeon said the brain never completely registers in the brain that that the skin has changed location. So there were certain spots on my stump that I could just kind of wiggle my finger, and I can see where I'm wiggling my finger. But even though I'm doing it here, I feel it like down here.
You're weird. That's my professional opinion.
So let's get a tour of the place. So you're just going to follow us with that?
I am.
All right.
You want to?
Yeah, I want to go this way because I want to show the pictures of
Let's do it.
the pictures of the Superman here.
I was hiking out in Utah. That was not at my brother's place, so I did not have my crutches there. That was at Bryce Canyon. Hiking in Utah. That was a lot of fun.
It's amazing to me. Yeah, the hiking, playing,
That was
having cats on a beach. First off, just walking on sand, that alone amazes me. I avoid that at all costs.
you know what? Soft sand is difficult. That's kind of a firm sand. That was down in Jamaica, and my daughter plays lacrosse, so I was having a catch with her. But I'm terrible with a lacrosse stick, so I use.
She had the lacrosse.
I use a baseball glove, but that's the lacrosse
cool.
ball that I'm throwing.
I mean, that's
amazing
amazing to me.
skiing up at my mom's lake.
It's crazy.
Jet skiing in New Hampshire.
And so,
there was a fish out in Montauk.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Plus, nice one.
Yeah, that is cool. And the ski and that too. I mean, I've gotten better with that through the years, but the balance.
Yeah,
I mean, it's amazing.
But that's one of my other brothers. That's my brother Tom, in the picture there.
Who would have showed up on time?
That's right. He would have turned off the giant game.
He probably would have, and he doesn't like the Giants, so he definitely wouldn't have watched that.
And this is
that's biking. That's coming back from a beach.
And how do
my
you
beach chair on the back?
How do you do that? You wear a strap or something when you're
No,
you just put a clip on the.
on the pedal?
I'm a strap on my foot.
Yeah, well, either or actually. 'Cause
When I asked you about the wooden leg, you said you use straps on the bicycle, so he was thinking about that.
Okay. I used to use a strap to put my prosthetic foot into,
Okay.
so it wouldn't come off the pedal when I was
Right.
aggressively pedaling. And this is coming back from the beach, so I wasn't aggressively pedaling.
Oh, okay.
So I put my knee in the free swing, so that the knee just goes around in a circle on the pedal, and it's really, if I'm pedaling, it's really with my left leg.
Right.
When I'm pedaling, the right leg's kind of just coming along for a ride, but that's on with my beach chair on the back. That's coming back from the beach.
Because I've only been bicycling once, and same thing. Of course, naturally, you're just using the left foot to pedal, but
Yeah.
not only did the right foot not keep up, but I guess because maybe I was working up a sweat or something, the whole leg just flew right off.
Well,
I couldn't believe it. Actually, I think I have it on video somewhere, believe it or not. I'm not kidding, I think I do. That's something I missed. Softball, I miss softball, and I miss bicycling.
bicycling you can do. We can work on that. That's
All right.
not an issue,
All right.
because I do it all the time.
All right, I'm going to hold you to that. And then this is my favorite.
This was my daughter Lily.
And this will be everybody's favorite once they see this.
Who
Is that
turned
not?
17 on Thursday?
Wow, she turned 17. Wow.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
So that's my full wooden peg pirate.
Yeah, if that's not a classic picture, man, I don't know what is. That's
from a Home Depot banister.
Oh, really?
Yeah, cut it down. I put a little miniature knee on top of it. I put a little crepe on the bottom for a shoe bottom, so it didn't slip on things. And I walked blocks and blocks.
Really? Yeah, it didn't.
On that.
No problem?
No problem. And it's funny because the little kids will run around me because they're trying to figure out where am I putting my leg?
Oh, okay.
Where does leg
that's
go?
funny. Really, I would think that would be torture to walk like
You
that.
wouldn't want to do it for, your life walking
Right,
around on
right.
that wooden peg because there's no resistance. I mean, it's just stiff, rigid. But if you're walking, we did blocks and blocks. But if I'm doing it one night a year, it's not a big deal.
How long did you last on it?
Well,
You said blocks, but what are we talking? Like an hour, 2 hours?
all night.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, because we would go trick or treating. This was when the kids used to get home from school.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
I'd be home, put my pirate costume on, out trick or treat. We went. So it was in the whole neighborhood.
And that should be on the internet. You should be selling that. Personally. That's what
Mark
My
wants to know
golf is
in the picture, did Tom have his skis or his borrowed skis?
Those are actually Tom's skis. He stole someone's skis accidentally on that day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He had someone else's skis. He picked up the wrong set of skis at the bottom of the hill.
So Carol, who asked about the phantom pain,
Yes.
she said that she's had some foot issues, so she's actually currently discussing with her doctors the possibility of amputation. So, Carol, let's talk, huh? We'll let's talk one of these days about that.
I'll be happy to talk to her as well about
There
it.
you go. See, I told you they're the best.
Yeah.
Carol's down where in Texas, I believe you are, Carol. But yeah, she's
Happy to talk to you about it, Carol.
she's great, and and it is nice. You guys have hooked me up a few times to go talk to people as well.
Right.
And it's very rewarding, and it's what you're telling people how they'll get their life back, but in a weird way, it's almost a nice reminder for us too that things were really shitty for a while.
And look where we've come.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And our motto here, and it's in our sign and our logo and our business cards, restoring hope and renewing lives.
That's right. It does say that.
That's what Progressive OMP is about. Is actually on the sign all the way back.
That's where I was looking.
Restoring function, achieving patient independence, but it's also restoring hope, renewing lives is our newest tagline.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. Is we're trying to give people their life back.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
they've been through so much, and they think their life is over.
And so all those years, you were what, on crutches, I guess, as you were doing all those surgeries?
There's 18 surgeries, 10 years. Most of the time was on crutches.
I
I'd
did
be able
3
to
years.
walk for a month or two on the leg that I had, and then something would break,
Right.
and I'd be back on crutches again.
I did 3 years on crutches. I don't know how you did 10, man. Because I did the same thing. I asked for the amputation. Because I couldn't do it anymore, and I just did 3.
Yeah.
18 surgeries. Jeez, I think I did 7 or 8. I don't even remember anymore. Which I'm glad I don't remember anymore.
A lot of surgeons talk about limb salvage, that they're going to save the limb at any cost. But what I talk about is life salvage.
Right.
You're going to save the limb, but you're taking someone's life away.
Mm-hmm.
Having the amputation a lot of times gives them their life back. It
Right.
salvages their life.
Well, yeah. Don't get me started on that surgeon that did that with me. You know that story.
No,
But yeah, I'm not doing that. But
But we don't have to go there. I've got those stories too.
yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna walk around the place.
You want to go see the shop?
Absolutely.
Oh, if you turn around, that's the Yankee room.
Oh, you don't need to see that.
Okay, so here's the Yankee room. So this is just one of the rooms, and this is what they use to walk.
You're spending an awful lot of time in the Yankee room.
Okay.
You can show them the
Where's
same
the-
stuff
No,
in
you
the
don't have to show the
bedroom.
Here's the Mets room. Here's Shea Stadium. I love this picture.
Good old Shea.
Right. But I think that.
Yeah, I know. That's it from the Subway Series.
Yeah,
the Yankees won. Yeah,
Yankees
yeah,
won.
yeah. Yeah, show this one over here.
No, there's Mookie.
Oh yeah, you have this picture.
Yeah, I do actually. I have that picture at
And
home.
that table is actually a trainer's table from Shea Stadium when they tore it down.
Oh really?
Oh, there you go. Mookie.
Mookie,
Yeah, it's one of the trainer's
Mookie,
tables.
Mookie saw my Mets tattoo. I call it my tattoo. He saw it and then.
Did he sign it?
No, I didn't
So it
ask him.
wasn't as nice as Don
I
Manley.
didn't ask him to sign it.
Oh.
I didn't ask him. I should have. All right, so we're going to the.
Yeah, I'll follow you guys.
Oh, you're gonna follow us?
Yep.
Okay. So where all the magic happens back here.
These are
This is it.
fake stairs to practice learning walking up and down.
And this is at night, so it's nice and quiet here. This
Go ahead,
is
I have a close.
usually a very messy room. This is our grinding room. So those are different models of patients' residual limbs that are either in progress of being made or have just been completed. Everything's custom made here. So once they get cut off of a mold, then the technicians use the grinders, or we use the grinders to polish everything up, make it nice and smooth. We don't want anything rough on Tony's socket.
That's right.
Nice.
Yeah, that's I guess for people who don't have no experience with this, that's I guess one thing that should be explained. It's not,
Yeah.
you know, when you get one, it's not one size fits all. You know,
No,
everything
these-
is custom made because you know weights and different sizes and whatnot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like
They
this is
don't-
kind of what happens.
They don't just come out of a box.
right,
So when we take a custom mold of a patient, here's some molds that are in
So
here.
yeah, like a cast, right?
We actually take a cast of a patient.
Right.
There's actually a cast of a below the knee amputee. So I won't show the name on it, HIPAA compliance. So, but that's for a patient who's missing his leg below the knee, transtibial. We then actually fill the cast with plaster. And just like they did years and years ago, we then use hand tools and sculpt the plaster down. So we're putting reliefs, modifying reliefs into areas that can tolerate the pressure, loading up those areas that can't, the bony prominence areas. We're putting plaster reliefs, buildups on it, so that it takes the pressure off in those areas. And then from there, that gets then turned over to the guys who fabricate here, and everything pretty much starts as a piece of plastic. And that's where the ovens come in.
Oh, and then it
over
goes
here.
into an oven.
Yeah, so everything starts off as a piece
It's
of
like a
plastic.
big
and
microwave.
Kind of infrared oven, so it's instant heat. You don't have to wait
Oh,
for
really?
the ovens. Yeah, they're
Wow.
infrared ovens, so we don't have to wait for the ovens to heat up. This is an arm we just finished making. So it's transhumeral, above elbow.
We were looking at this before, and I was
Yeah, so
actually
we-
shocked that they still have the hook. But Dan then said
What did I say?
that the
Something
hook is
good?
still
The hook is the
Okay.
way to
it's
go.
still actually the way to go is the
Well,
hook.
I'm not gonna say it's a way to go.
The more
but
popular option.
There's a, I don't know if it's a more
All right,
popular
I'll shut
option.
up then.
It's a very functional option, okay? And the reason being is, if I'm missing my hand, this is a prosthetic hand, I'm going to pick something up, I can't see through my hand. So it's not a human hand, so I can't just turn it in all these different motions. So it's a sight line, it's a visual thing, where you can't see. If I'm gonna go pick something up, I can't, and I'm using a prosthetic hand, I can't see through it
Right.
to grab it. But if I'm using a prosthetic hook, and that's the benefit of the hook, is the sight lines are so much better. You can see through it. So if you're going to pick something up, they're extremely functional.
And that's one of the negatives with the leg, you know, and I'm sure it's happened to you. It's happened to me plenty of times. You could, you know, you step down, you don't feel, you know you're on the floor, you know you're on solid ground. But if there's something, if you stepped on something, you don't know it unless it's really bulky. But I've stepped on paper in a parking lot, had no clue. So the second I move the real leg, this thing goes slipping, and the next thing you know, you're down.
Ice
video
and
of that?
stuff.
I don't have video of that.
Oh, that would be good video.
Just the leg falling off on a bike, that I do have. I'll find that for you. I do
That
have
was
that.
before you met me. I'm gonna say that was not.
Okay,
I
we'll
met
go with
you.
that.
You didn't come here first.
I didn't come here first,
Okay, so we
but
got
I
that
came
clear.
here last. So I'm not going anywhere
Right.
else. That's for sure.
I just wanna put that out there.
I did. I have no problem saying. I won't say his name.
No,
Is he
don't
still
say it.
around? My old guy? Is he
No.
still? He's not around anymore. Oh, well, that makes sense.
But still don't.
No. I had no plan on. I was just asking if he's still around. But I had no plan on saying his name. But yeah, he was awful. And as Dawn Bray knows from her experience with a guy right here on Long Island, there are some shit ones. And even the guy I had, I wouldn't say. Well, maybe he wasn't bad at his job, but what turned me off the most is that he just didn't care.
Yeah.
I mean, he would yell at me sometimes if I was having some kind of issue that I needed help on. Where these guys, not only are they up on it and they know exactly what to do for every situation, but they're always there, you know, and you're always able to reach somebody, and everything is taken care of in no time. It really is the best.
It's about compassion, too. Because if you don't have compassion, you don't be in this field.
Right.
Please, don't. And if you're doing it for the money, don't be in this field. Because it's not.
Yeah, Dan's only in it for all the latest toys.
Well, that too. That's the biggest benefit of it, is I get the latest and greatest microprocessor knees and feet. But this one's cool. This actually, he wanted skulls on his arm,
That's cool.
and he also wanted dragons. So we got dragons down here. And we got skulls on the
How do you put the pictures? Because people can pick whatever they want, and they hand you something, and you can put it on.
Pretty much. I did not pick Tony's, just so that we're clear on that. And that's one.
Well, yeah, but you know.
yes, any kind of fabric we can laminate in, because
Okay.
when a like your socket is made, your frame is made, or this rigid material is made, it's made up of different layers of fabric, carbon fiber and fabric.
Right.
And what we do is the final coating of fabric, the final layer of fabric, we'll use a t-shirt. This was actually a tattoo sleeve. You know those
Oh,
arm
yes.
sleeves that you
Mhm.
pull up to
Yes.
make a tattoo? Well, that's what I got for this guy. For this,
Right.
so actually two different ones. So I did the top sleeve for that one. That's why they look the same, because it's the same sleeve.
We were talking before we went on before, Progressive O&P, if you go to their Facebook page, they just today or yesterday or maybe Friday even posted a video of Rob, the big guy we were talking about before. It's a 30-second video of, it's sped up, but it's basically him, you know, putting a leg together, and you see him in this video cutting the t-shirt up and getting it all set up. So
okay.
That's why I bring that up.
Yeah, and I think on our Instagram account we have Fabrication Fridays.
Fabrication Friday.
Yeah, that was Rob's idea too. So.
Wow.
And so you can see some of the different designs
Oh,
that
okay.
we've made.
Oh, yeah, you guys, you post all the different legs.
Yeah, all the different
posted.
pictures.
You actually posted mine a few weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah, so you made Fabrication Friday.
But I do have to say, you know, I was actually going to go for a different leg this time. I've always had Mets ever since I've been with these guys. Because these get changed out. Because again, you gain
It
weight, you lose
changes,
weight.
right.
Yeah, everything changes. So you have to get new ones every once in a while. But I actually was looking to change it up this year. I was
Yeah,
actually
we're
not
not
going to
going
go
there.
with Mets. We're not going
We're not
there?
going there.
All right.
We're not
I
going
asked
there.
them to do something other than Mets, and they wouldn't do it.
Because I knew you would have put it online.
Well, of course.
Just so you know,
Progressive-
Suzanne Roman Fascino said she's going to sleep, but she wants to thank you, both of you, for this show. She said it was a really great show, and she really
You
appreciates
got 3
it.
minutes left to go. You can't go to sleep in 3 minutes?
We're not going to be done in 3 minutes.
Oh, we're not?
We're supposed to
An
be.
hour.
I did tell you that. All right, we'll go as fast as we can.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
Maybe we might go like 5 minutes late. No, it's
Fine.
okay. We'll go fast. We'll go. Go ahead.
So anyway, it's different layers of fabric and carbon, but the final one would be the design that you want. And then it gets impregnated with resin.
Impregnated.
Impregnated.
Good word.
Yes, thank you. With
Trisha
resin.
does not want you to talk about that either. Do not talk about the impregnation of the
Of resin. I'm sorry, hon. So, anyway, when we put the resin in, that's what then hardens it up. When the resin sets
okay.
off in about 15 minutes or so, you let it cool down, we cut it off, polish everything up in the grinding room, and you have what you have. And that's it.
And this is a finished product, right? Like there's no, like the hook is just what it is, right?
I haven't finished the harnessing for it, so there will be a cable that will come off of the actual hook, attached here, and then around the back, and there'll
Right.
actually be a strap attached to his sound side, to his axilla, which is a fancy word for armpit. So when he actually does this kind of motion, which is called excursion,
Right.
when he does that motion, the cable gets pulled, and that opens and closes. So when he uses the excursion, it'll open the hook. When he relaxes, it will close.
Right.
So,
And-
and the same
and-
kind of shoulder motion, well then dipping on the shoulder, this cable is going to be connected to that, which will then lock and unlock the other.
Right.
Yeah. Once I have it finished. I'll
Right.
come back when it's finished.
Yeah, I like to
Harnessing
actually
is
like to see it on the actual guy.
Well, who's ever going to, because Mark's going to sleep too, just so everyone knows, it'll be posted tomorrow on the Tuesday Night with Tony show, and you can watch the whole thing.
Yeah, they can watch the replays. Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be posted actually right after this, as soon as we're done.
You know,
So they can watch anytime. Yeah.
my son's, one of his best friends was just born without, like, probably, what do you think, Christian's
got, like,
arm?
three
It's
quarters.
underneath the elbow, and he's never worn anything, he just has, like, do you suggest
arm-
something like that if it's, like, under the elbow? Because he doesn't have a hand, you know?
Yeah, and I do a lot of pediatric arms as well, but the majority of arm amputees don't wear prosthesis.
Oh, really?
They do not. So, 50% of them, right from the start, don't want anything to do with it. So they don't get anything. They don't want anything.
Wow.
Of that other 50% that do get an arm, 50% of them choose to say, I can do better without it. I don't actually need this.
Wow.
Because if you think about it, you're walking on your limb.
Yeah.
If you didn't have this, you'd be on crutches.
Right.
Or you'd be in a wheelchair.
Wheelchair. Oh.
Okay? So it's going to inhibit your motion a lot more, getting around. But unless you walk on your hands, you're not really getting around on your arms.
Yeah, but I would think.
So, listen, I'm not saying hands-on are
Yeah.
extremely important. They are.
Yeah.
But especially someone that's congenital, so they're born without an arm, they learn at a young age how to do other things.
But you were
Gotta
talking
get around
earlier
the
about
gut.
a friend of yours who he goes to work and he ties a tie with the hooks.
hook.
Like,
Yeah,
what
he
about
was-
things like that?
so
How
he
would you
was-
tie a tie or do something like that?
Right.
you know?
He was born, well, if he was born missing both of his arms above the elbows and both of his legs, one above the knee, one below the knee.
It's amazing.
One of the most inspirational guys that I've ever met.
Sure.
He's the president of the Viscardi School here in Albertson.
Yep.
Phenomenal guy. John Kemp is his name. Shout out to John. Great man. But with his hooks, he's learned, but that's how he learned. That's how he grew up, because he didn't have hands.
Right.
So he always learned how to use hooks. So he can, with his hooks, whether they're like these, he can actually tie a tie, button his shirt. He does everything. He drives everywhere. He's completely independent.
So the guy you're talking, people that you're referring to, the ones who don't want it, they're mainly people who were born that way and just managed to get by without it.
The majority of
I would think if you once had a hand, you
those people
love to
will
get.
try to get one.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
of those people that try, half of them say, you know what, I'm okay. Because they weren't comfortable with it,
Okay.
or they didn't spend the time learning how to use it. Listen, you get any kind of device, you're not going to learn how to use it that day. It takes a lot of practice.
Oh yeah.
To be able to learn, especially to operate a prosthetic hand. Especially if it's a myoelectric one, open and close, that's working off of the muscles that are being fired in the
Right.
arm.
Right.
You have to learn how to control those muscles to be able to open and close it and do all those things. And they get frustrated.
Okay.
There's not an awful lot of occupational therapists that do a lot of work with arm amputees. We do have a couple good locations here, places in Long Island that we send patients to.
Sure.
But in a lot of parts of the country, there aren't occupational therapists that know about myoelectric hands and how they function. And if the therapist doesn't know about them, they're not going to know how to teach them to use them.
Yeah.
And the process can only do so much as far as the
Oh yeah, of
education
course.
portion
Right.
of it. So,
Okay. All right. I just want to point out too, which I don't think they wanted us to see, but there used to be 3 owners here, but they got rid of them. All right. So yeah, it's a couple minutes after 10. Before we go, and then, by the way, there was so much more we could have covered, but
we could
I wanted to ask
for a
you.
day.
Absolutely. Osteo integration I wanted to ask you about, but
Osseointegration is an unbelievable thing.
absolutely. But yeah, that's so we'll do this again another time. But before we go, I'm just gonna do, which Dan has never seen the show before, so he has no idea that this is even coming. But what we do at the end of every show is we ask random trivia questions. It has nothing to do with anything. It has nothing to do with what we
Do
talk
I
about.
need to know the answers?
You
No.
can feel free to chime in if you want.
Did you email them
This-
to me?
No.
Oh.
I always just surprise the guests with them, so to see
I
how
was
smart
really
they are.
upset that I didn't leave the email.
You don't have to feel pressure to answer because people will write in and
Okay,
they're
right,
not
we leave it up
concerned
to
about
them,
you
right.
knowing them.
Okay, go ahead.
And there might be, that you never know, there might be some questions that you may know about that maybe I, found just for you, but you never know. Okay. So, all right, so here we go. We'll go through them really quick. Who was the first left-hander to serve 2 terms as president?
Oh.
And so people can,
Two
so you
terms?
guys can, don't Google, just type in your answer, what you think it is. If you want to get creative,
I know one.
you
Yeah.
know one?
Yeah.
Well, it was
But not the first.
the first one. He's the first one.
Well, was there
So there
more
would
than
only be one.
Was there more than one?
Well, if it says he's the first left-hander, I'm assuming there were others after.
Oh, but I know the after.
Oh, well, who do you think it is?
President Obama was left-handed.
Oh, all right, that's not the answer. I did not. Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Mhm.
Okay. You know what?
Stuff up.
You know what? I'm going to skip a few. I'll save them for next week because I know we got to get out of here. All right, here's one. Just for Dan.
Oh boy.
All right, this is a long one. This is a long one. It was long believed that the earliest functioning prosthetic to have been found was a bronze leg made by the Romans around 300 BC.
Yeah.
In 2007, scientists studying the device found with an Egyptian mummy
Yeah.
declared that a much older prosthetic might exist.
Mm-hmm.
What form does this item take? So basically, what kind of
Like
prosthetic
what,
was it?
what
was an
material?
A hand? Because I've seen it.
Oh, all right. According to what I read, it said big toe.
Oh, I have seen that one too.
Oh, all right.
But actually, over in the prosthetic museum, over in
There's a prosthetic
Berlin.
museum?
Yes, there is in Berlin.
Wow.
Oh.
Autobot has one
Why in Berlin?
because they're located in Germany.
Ah, of course.
So, and there's a whole long story about why Berlin, with the owner and his family, where they lost the property, you know, when the wall went up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, yeah, he went back and bought the property, put a museum up, a science center.
Oh, that's interesting.
So,
This prosthetic has been made famous in Hollywood movies, commonly associated with pirates. We just saw a
Hard.
picture of it. I was going to ask what kind of leg, but we just looked at a picture of you, the wooden leg.
No.
All right, I should have skipped that one. All right.
oh, we got a hook too.
Oh, or the hook, that's right. 16th century surgeon Ambroise Paré was the official surgeon to several kings of France and also had a lot of experience as a battlefield surgeon. One of his inventions was called Le Petite Lorraine. What is that? It has to do with prosthetics. You're not up on that one, huh?
Lorraine.
Le Petite Lorraine.
Sammy Walker is watching.
Oh, hi, Sammy Walker.
It's not a type of amputation?
No, it's a type of prosthetic.
Uh,
It's a prosthetic hand. Let's see.
Sorry to the good doctor, I did not know.
Soldiers in World War I were sent to a department at hospitals that specialized in making facial prosthetics that could be painted to resemble what the man looks like. If you watched the HBO series Boardwalk Empire, there was a character with that. Did you ever watch that?
No.
Oh, okay. But it was like it's a piece of rubber, and then they paint the man's face on it to match.
I have an eyeball in my office.
Do you?
Who doesn't?
What? What was the name? What was the? They were sent to one particular hospital for prosthetics and getting this face done. What was the nickname of this place? These are a lot of hard. Prosthetic trivia was not easy to find.
Do you give the answers?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I told you La Petite Lorraine
Okay,
was a prosthetic
fine.
hand.
Okay.
But I'm asking you.
I don't know.
You don't? Oh, okay. So you just know how to make them. You don't know the
Yeah.
history. They called it the Tin Noses Shop.
Tin Noses Shop.
All right, let me see if you know this one, and then I'll. All right, the last prosthetic question, and you might know this one because it has to do with sports and it's kind of recent. In 1980, a man named Terry Fox. You know the name?
I know that.
You do? You know that name too?
You know, he had the
Man,
same thing
wow.
you guys had.
Yes,
There
he
you go. Right. He lost his leg to cancer,
And across Canada.
and he ran across Canada. But the leg he had was not designed for running, and it caused him to have some issues. And so then he got a special knee made so he could run. What did the knee resemble that allowed him to run? Basically, what did it look like? No.
No idea. I know he had a lot of breakdowns of residual limbs.
Right. So they made some kind of special leg for him where the knee was basically a door hinge, I guess, so he could swing, so it was free swinging, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I have, a door hinge. Okay.
The door hinge.
All right. How old was Derek Jeter when he won Rookie of the Year?
Well, that would be in '96. So I have no idea. Well, he was in '95. He actually came up.
Well,
He
true,
came up
but
at the end.
full season,
The
96.
full season was '96.
Which player appeared in a Yankee uniform for the most games?
The most games.
It is wrong. Who was the first man to play for both the Yankees and the Mets? Name the player
This is
who...
what I need Sal here for. Sal's really good at this stuff.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, you're both baseball fans. And
No,
I'm
but
giving you
he's
Yankee
much-
questions.
I know, but he's much better at this than I am.
Which Met spit on Newman on Seinfeld?
Oh, that was Keith Hernandez.
Ah, it was not Keith Hernandez. Remember,
Oh,
there was a
wasn't?
second
Oh, there
spinner.
was a second spinner, that's right. They thought it was Keith Hernandez.
That's right. That's right.
Who was it?
All right.
Was
Who?
it a pitcher?
Yes, it was a pitcher. Yes.
Was it Cone?
No.
It wasn't Cone?
Somebody's got to. If anybody's
No one's
still
getting. No
watching,
one's answering. Yeah.
No one's answering. Everybody went to sleep. Last question. Who unsuccessfully tried to hit that cheater Roger Clemens, but didn't hit him, but then hit a home run off of him instead? You remember that?
Who tried to hit him?
Oh,
Tried to hit him.
that just happened.
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
And then, but missed him. But then when he went up to bat against Clemens, he hit a home run.
Well, I know it wasn't Mike Piazza.
Well, there you go. But it was
He tried to hit him with a broken bat.
it was retaliation for the whole Piazza thing. All right, so we'll go back. The first left-handed president to serve 2 terms was Clinton.
Oh,
I didn't know Clinton was a lefty.
I didn't
That's
know that.
what I have here. The prosthetic leg
Interesting that
was
he's a lefty, though.
why?
Democrat, lefty.
That's good. You should do comedy.
Obama was too. President
The
Obama.
big toe with the mummy that we got, the wooden leg I said, the petite Lorraine is a prosthetic hand, the tin noses I said, the door hinge I got. Derek Jeter was 22 years old when he won Rookie of the Year.
I told you what year he did.
You did, but that was not the question.
Man.
Which player appeared in a Yankee uniform for the most games? Mickey Mantle.
Oh, Mickey Mantle.
Who was the first man to play for the Yankees and the Mets? Marv Throneberry.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Him and his mother knew that. Who else?
True. Roger McDowell spit on Newman.
Yeah. Oh, it was McDowell.
Yep, Roger McDowell. And then, so the last
That's
question, Roger Clemens, he hit Piazza in the head with the pitch, and then he threw the broken bat at Piazza.
Piazza threw his bat at him first.
What?
Piazza broke his bat intentionally,
Ah,
and it went towards Clemens.
of course. See, that's a typical Yankee fan right there. So the pitcher, so when they faced Roger again, I guess after the World Series, right? Yeah, 2002. Yeah, June 15, 2002. The pitcher threw at Clemens and missed him, but then when the pitcher came up the bat, he actually hit a home run. Sean Estes. Sean Estes. Another man who played for the Mets after his prime. He had some good years with San Francisco, I think.
Where did you get that?
Quickly, what is this about?
Where did you get that?
It's on Facebook.
Was that? Oh, my brother Tom might have put that on Facebook. Yeah.
Golf balls with
That was a birthday present my brother Ed. Golf balls with my picture on.
How many brothers do you have?
3 and 5 sisters.
Wow,
Yeah, there's 9 of
really?
us.
Really? Oh, I didn't know.
There's 9 of us.
Wow. And look, how drunk are you guys here?
Which was that one? Oh, with Jimmy Fallon.
You guys look like you're gonna fall down.
I was not.
He
I'm
was.
going to leave it at that.
Okay, good. And he's wearing a Yankee shirt. Oh, and here's the picture of my stump.
That I've seen.
But then-
well, you got to turn it so that it looks like a smiley face.
Well, oh yeah. See,
Yeah, that's cute.
yeah. Actually, this is This is how it actually looks. But yeah.
Right.
And then you guys are getting nice and creative on Facebook, and they, which I think this is perfect. They made it look like Charlie Brown, which I'm going to save that. I think that's fantastic. All right. Oh, Dad, we didn't talk about that. I wanted to talk about that. Oh well. That's your X-ray.
Oh, yeah. That is
Yeah,
one.
and then the
There's
All right.
osseointegration.
All right, another time.
Will we come back?
We'll have to come back. We'll do another one. This was great. I learned a lot today.
Can I have Sal come next time?
Yeah.
We'll allow Sal to come next time. Was he really pissed?
No, he wasn't.
Plus, like, we've seen the whole place. Like, if you guys do, like, another one, I mean, we both live in Massapequa. It could just be there, you know. I don't know where Sal lives.
I can't tell
Keep
on
Park.
Facebook where Sal lives.
Because so many people they're going to
So
flock
it's
to
like
his
showing up
house.
at his house, and it gets ugly. He just has to move.
We met his dad at a
few
murder
times.
mystery show.
He's been to a few of our shows.
He's a
Sal's
really
dad.
nice man.
Yeah, Sal Senior. He's a great guy.
nice veteran. All right, so yeah, we'll have to do this again. This was a lot of fun. Thank you, sir. I
Thank you,
appreciate
buddy.
it.
My
This
pleasure.
is Dan Bastian, Progressive O&P in Albertson.
Come see us.
Come see us. Give them a call. They're the best. Next week, we'll see you guys next week at 9 o'clock. Next week, it's going to be an interesting show. Your daughter's birthday is Thursday. My daughter's birthday is next Tuesday. My daughter's going to be on the show with us. We're going to have a lot of fun with her. But with us, Nassau County, where we do the shows from. Nassau County, now everybody everywhere has a PAL, Police Athletic League, sports and Little League and whatnot. But right here in Nassau County, they're the only ones in the whole country that has a special needs division.
That's great.
So kids with special needs can play sports. They do basketball, baseball, bowling, and my daughter's involved in a lot of those. So for her birthday, she's going to be on the show for a few minutes. She's going to be a little shy. I don't know if she's still watching, but I know she has no problem admitting she'll be a little shy. But we'll talk to her for a few minutes, wish her a happy birthday. But then we're going to talk to some of the people that run the special needs league, and we're going to try and get some of the players to join us as well and talk to them about the PAL league that
Yeah,
they
I've
do.
seen you over at Burns Park at that.
That's right. We have seen you there. That's
I've
right.
seen you there.
Yep. That's actually the Challenger baseball.
That's the baseball
But
one, yeah.
it's a lot of the same kids are there. But yeah, so it should be another interesting show, another fun show. As we wish my girl happy birthday, and happy birthday to Dan's girl.
Happy birthday, Lily.
You might want to mention the radio show.
The radio show. Thank you, Sally.
You're welcome.
Starting this Monday, govsradio.com, Govs radio.com.
Not the government. It's like, because it says it's like gov. It sounds like it's
It's
some government
Governor's
thing.
Comedy
It's Governor's
Club.
Comedy
Governor's
Club.
Comedy Club.
See?
Governor's Comedy
People
Club.
don't know that.
They're the biggest comedy club on Long Island. They have 3 different clubs on Long Island. They're the premier comedy club on Long Island. All the big names go there when they're touring around.
You go there.
We were just there this
We were
past
just
weekend.
there, yeah.
Sold
What
out
about
room.
big names?
A sold out room. That's right. But starting this Monday, March 12th, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. every Monday through Friday, Eric Shevlin and myself and Sally will be there too. We're gonna have our own show on Governor's Radio, but it's govsradio.com. We're gonna have comics. We're gonna play music. We're just gonna talk about current events, sports, anything we feel like talking about. We'll be making fun of each other, making fun of you. We'll give you guys the phone number. You guys can call in and bust our chops. That starts this Monday, March 12th, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. every Monday through Friday. GovsRadio.com. And, of course, there's Knockem Dead Comedy. Go to Knockem Dead Comedy. We got our schedule is up on our website. We're crazy busy throughout March and April and even a little into the warmer months. So check us out, and we'll see you next week. Thank you so much.